Broadcasting live from Calabar, Nigeria, this is CRBC, the Cross River Broadcasting Corporation, bringing you the latest in news, sports and entertainment. Let's be modest and just say we're the best in the business.
Small boy with big money. Small boy, 15-year-old boy, scored 370 for Jam. Small boy with big Jam score. Anyway, the 105.5 FM, the Paradise Sunrise Show is what it is right now. My name is Emmanuel Bison, King Bison in this particular radio kingdom. And of course, you can also call me the Bouquet Man with the Ifa Bakara kind of swagger. All right? Okay. All right, now, welcome back from that conversation which we had there concerning Jam and students, and also Jam and parents that want to sue Jam. Well, I do. But anyway, they'll find their way around it one way or the other. Guess what? Now, we have a conversation right before us, which we'll be sharing with you alongside before we wrap things up with the show today. And it's a conversation which touches on the recent happenings due to the weather in Calabar. You know, there are floods, trees fell and all sorts of things and all that. But what exactly is government doing about stemming that particular tide? What are the, when I say, well, make a little palliative, because if I thought palliative, they would actually want share rice. But what are the things that the steps taken by government to make sure that that effect is made a lot easier for persons to bear? Okay. But also as well, we're looking into the power supply issue in Calabar. It's been really, really sad. Yes, the storm happened. No one planned for it to happen. PHEDC did not plan for it to happen, but they've happened. But what is the remedy? Up until today, as we speak, some persons are in total blackout. Well, we do have with us in the studio today, Engineer Dr. Jerome Egbe, KSM, Special Advisor on Public Utilities to the Governor of Cross River State. A very good morning to you, sir. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning.
All right. First of all, though, how are you feeling today? How's the day treating you?
I'm so happy. Looking good.
Okay, you're looking good too, by the way. All right. Okay, so the recent floods, you saw all that happened. Some people will say that the response from government was a little bit slow. Some people will say that the floods, as much as they happened in our town, in our streets, could have been avoided to a large extent. What's your take on this?
Thank you very much. I think when we are talking about flood, it's an event that is controlled naturally, that even the state government do not have control over.
True.
And that's why we say there is a combination of natural and human factors. And these human factors has to do with indiscriminate dumping of waste along the channels and our waterways. Our improper agricultural practices can also impair the flow of water, and other things that are bad, like blockage along the channel, can also trigger this flood. And do not forget that this flood are categorized into three. What we call the fluvial flood.
Okay.
The fluvial flood is usually a type of flood that's occasioned by river flooding when there's excessive rain and the river bank overflow. It can also bring what we call fluvial flood. We also have what we call pluvial flood. The pluvial flood is a flood that is occasioned by rain. And when the rain fell, the soil bearing capacity can no longer absorb a certain amount of water due to saturation. It leads to what we call flooding. And where that flooding occurs, where the pathways are blocked, and water always finds its way to flow out due to the given design sizes of the channel and the velocity of the flow of the water. And once that is exceeded, you see the water or the surface runoff. But however, the one that is also very devastating is what we call the coastal flooding. The coastal flooding is a type of flood where there is a dry land mixing with a low-lying surface, occasioned by what we call the sea rising, and when the total surface is submerged by ocean water due to torrential rainfall or the direction of the wind. In most cases, you can experience that in states like Anambra, Kogi State, but we have not experienced that. But in some cases, you can see it along Abbey local government, Ikom, Ibubra, that are within the coastal region. They can experience what we call coastal flooding. But however, let me first again sympathize with Conservarians who went through the devastation state of the rain that fell 2 weeks ago. And on the spot assessment, myself and the special advisor on general duties, we noticed what the rain caused for the citizens across the state. And we deeply sympathize with them.
But what has been done so far? Because it's one thing for this rains to heat, and of course we know Calabar is a rain-prone city. I mean, it will rain in Calabar, regardless. And sadly, our roads, our gutters, people haven't treated them the best way they should. As a result, largely these floods do happen. Now the floods have happened. What has been done to help remedy the losses that our people have suffered?
Okay, before we look at the remedies, do not forget that NIMET have given us a prediction alongside with the Hydrological Services Agency of Nigeria that Cross River is among the 15 states in Nigeria that are going to witness a very severe flooding starting from May to November, and that which we cannot stop. But here, these are the remedies through intervention from the State Emergency Management Agency, the State SEMA, through intervention with the Nigerian Emergency Management Agency. They can come in terms of advocacy, carry out deliberate awareness for people to be prepared, be alert, and what they need to be carried out during this flood area. Now, there are a lot of relief material that they have released already, but I don't know the quantity. But maybe the next time I come here, I should be able to come with the statistics. And I'm very sure that some of them who their roof were pulled off, some who have their car damaged, some who have some of their material lost to the flood. I think there are ongoing effort from the state government, knowing very well that I have a loving and a passionate governor and person of Senator Prince President too. I think we are doing something from the angle of government to ameliorate the devastation condition of the affected people.
Okay, well now let's look at the gutters. I mean, your SA special duty, public duties rather, to the governor. What's your take on how we can begin to avert the extent of the flood? Because yes, the rains will fall, but then again, the floods don't have to be. I mean, there are cities around the world where they have lots of rain, just like we do. But for some reason or the other, you don't see the rains on the roads because they have adequate gutters, right? So, as a public utilities, what is being put in place to make sure that our floods don't come as strong as they did previously?
All right, thank you very much. Uh, as I speak to you now, we have two channels. We have what we call channel 1 and channel 2. And the channel 2 takes all the water runoff to the marina. And the channel 1 take all the water to good care quarter where we have the estuaries. Now, but what we experience at the moment now is that some of the drainage have been blocked
Mhm.
and they have heaped a lot of sand. Some waste material being disposed there. And I think therefore that we are going to do with synergy with the Ministry of Environment, it will see how to distill some of this drainage to allow free flow of water. And if that is achieved, there will be zero tolerance in terms of flood along the path of the channel. Just like I earlier explained, we have two channels for now, channel 1 and channel 2. And these channels are designed to absorb the volume of water, just like a buffer drain that we have, that will help us to absorb whatever water that comes in. But because of the blockage along the path of the flow of the water, sometimes it impels the water and the water tries to find its way. In attempt doing that, we experience flooding in some
But
area.
any particular, maybe like a task force, I don't know if that's asking too much now,
Now,
to make sure that these gutters are
now,
always
now,
empty.
now, what we're going to do now, there's a task force that's going to be on ground to ensure that even the Mutila Muhammad Highway We're going to ensure that all the gutters are being cleaned, are being excavated out, all the debris, and ensure that every blockage, we have to unblock it so that the next set of rain that is coming will not have a problem of our highway being flooded. And of course, you know that Cross River is under the lower basin, and we are likely being vulnerable to flooding. But if we can do what we can do as human and as government, I think the consequences will be minimal.
Well, I really wish it could go beyond the highways, because really, what pours into the highways comes from the streets, and all that. So that's where the issue starts from. Not many people throw things into the gutters from the highways, if you ask me. But anyway, lastly now, power supply. I mean, it's been terrible, to say the least, in Calabar in recent time. Yes, PHEDC had laid more like an announcement that, look, we are working on this particular matter, but it's becoming a matter of all talk but no action. What are you doing as an office or public utilities? I mean, power is utility. What are you doing to make sure that this matter is resolved permanently?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's an ongoing conversation with PHED. And you can recall that some months back, we started a protest in the office to demand for accountability and explain why we cannot have a stable power supply. But they are always very quick in coming to disconnect people and drop bills and charge as high as possible. But what they are charging, we cannot even see it. And I think with our discussions and with the head office, there's going to be a kind of an improvement in terms of the power supply. So only played with Cosbera.
Kind of improvements doesn't seem very satisfying to me.
Yeah, well, because whether you like it or not, the only way we can get out of this, we must diversify to either other sources or renewable energy.
Okay.
At least to cushion the effect of when there is no power supply from PHD, we can be able to have an alternative source of power. And I think the government is so keen about that. And I know very sure and very soon also, some of those issues will be addressed and will be addressed frontally. This I must tell you.
Okay. Well, very, very affirmative words there, words which we can hold on to. And of course, when time passes, we don't see the results. We'll come back to you. All right, great one. Then we're speaking with the engineer Dr. Jerome Egbe, KSM, Special Advisor on Public Utilities to the Governor. So one thing is certain, creating bigger channels, clearing, making sure a task force is set on ground to make sure the channels for our waterways are cleared is one step which the government is taking. And also, of course, talks are currently ongoing. That's to say that we should see little or no floods in our cities again, hopefully. But then again, drastically there'll be a reduction, right? But also, in the area of power, work is being done in conversation with PHEDC to make sure that we don't have this situation again. We need to see action. That's what we are calling for. Anyway, that's how much we can do for the show this morning. I must say thank you, Engineer Dr. Jerome Egbe, for your time this morning.
Thank you very much. And quickly, I'll also let you know that there is ongoing assessment of all public utilities in the state. And once that is done, some of the problem will be addressed.
Okay. Thank you very much. That goes beyond Calabar, by the way.
Broadcasting live from Calabar, Nigeria. This is CRBC, the Cross River Broadcasting Corporation, bringing you the latest in news, sports, and entertainment. Let's be modest and just say we're the best in the business.